This is the story of a cheesecake, about slow food, brushing up on old skills and having nice things on a budget. It's also about one of the most terrifying skills to learn, and yet the easiest to master: cheese making. It all started when Bam brought home loads of bottles of marked down milk, and I wasn't quite sure what to do with them. So I thought, why not? Let's make a cheesecake. But that meant cheese. In fact, for my cheesecake, it means 4 types of cheese. I couldn't afford to buy them, so I had to make them. And the first one I'm making is Clabber. And it's so simple. Even your kids can do it. So we start off with a very clean, sterilised bowl. Glass bowl. Non-reactive. Not metal, not plastic. None of that. And we put the milk in it. And then we cover it up. I just make sure that it's completely covered with cling. You can use just one of those little bowl covers if you want to, or whatever works for you, but it has to be so that nothing can get in there, because you don't want insects in your cheese. No, just no. Comes the really, really hard part. Are you watching? Okay. We're going to take our bowl, our covered bowl, and we're going to place it on the windowsill. On a windowsill that gets sun for a little bit of the day, is away from children, away from pets, and away from possible spillage accidents. And you have to leave it there for 3 to 4 days until the solids and the liquids completely separate. Once that's occurred, you want to have a bowl with a colander and a very clean sterilised cheesecloth. And then we're going to grab our bowl with our separated solids and whey. I'm a little scared of this. I don't want to drop it. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I'm being as careful as I can be. Oh, and you're going to want string. Trust me on this. You need string. Necessary. Now we're going to take the top off. Uncover it. There it is. There should be absolutely no foul smell. If there is a foul smell, it's gone too far and you need to get rid of it. There should be no foul smell. It should just smell like sour milk. And then all you do is you pour it into your cheesecloth. Make sure you have all your solids and put the bowl to one side. Wash it pretty quickly. I would. That's just me. I like to have, when I'm working with cheese and dairy and stuff, everything has to be spotlessly clean. It's the one thing that I get really, really funny about. Now, once you've got all the solids in, you want to very carefully pick up opposite corners of the cheesecloth and pull them together. Do not squeeze where the solids and the liquid are. You only want to get hold of the corners. Do not squeeze the bag if you can help it. I was being as careful as I could at this point. There is a lot of whey in there, so I got away with holding it a little bit tightly to get some of the excess out, but you don't want to push it too hard because you don't want the cheese coming out. I did, however, need to have enough space to tie this up with the string. Now you need to have this fairly tightly held together with string, and you do your knots how you want to do them, whatever works for you. I just did like a loop that you can pull on. It just makes sense to me to do it that way. And then I tied it to my kitchen cupboard, to the door, to the handle of my kitchen cupboard above it, because it seemed like the sensible thing to do. Back in the day, I used to have an antique kitchen stool that I used for this job upside down. And it was a stool any other time, and if I turned it upside down, I could use it to drain jelly bags and cheeses and all kinds of things, and it worked perfectly wonderfully. So if you do have a backless wooden stool, you can use that too if you don't want to use a kitchen cupboard. Now you need to leave this for 24 hours at the very least, or at the very least you could leave it just overnight if this is, you know, and if you're doing it in the evening. I tend to do things in the morning, so I like to redo them, you know, do the next bit the next morning. And 24 hours is a really good time because it gives it plenty of time to get rid of the excess whey. See, look, tied to the handle. That's what I did. Yes, I did. You do want to make sure that this is very tightly secured, because if you do a simple granny knot, it could actually just slip off. What I did is I do what's basically a blanket stitch down the string, and it will hold, because the more it pulls, the more it tightens. And as you can see, there's lots of whey dripping out of that. Lots of liquid coming off it. Loads. Look at all of that. That's already come out. Still lots to go. Can I just say, to keep my house looking like this, it meant that my dishes had to be done spotlessly clean. I might have to make sure that I do that on a more regular basis. Now it is the next morning. It's taken me a little bit of it's a little bit earlier, so I've got the light on, and all I've done is snip it down. Okay, so then you can see our cheese, what's left of our lovely little cheese. You want to snip the string without snipping the cheesecloth, so be very, very careful with this job. All you have to do then is turn your clabber out into your bowl or container, and it will just plop itself. I know my arm's in the way, I'm sorry, but you know, I'm doing the best I can, okay? I'll get out of your way in a minute and you can see. I know, there you go. See, ta-da! Clabber. No heating, no acid, no vinegar, no lemon juice, no nothing. That is cheese in its purest form. In fact, Clabber is believed to be the reason that we have cheese making the way that we do now, because people didn't waste things. And you know, it's quite possible that, you know, this is how it all began, was just some milk being left out and there being solids and whey, you know. But just mix it up, give it a good beating if that's what you want to do. You can put it through a sieve if you want to at this point. I don't really see the point. I like these cheeses because they have different textures, even though the ones that I'm making for this cheesecake are all soft, very soft cheeses. They all have different textures and flavours. Now if you have a bottle of milk that has been left in the fridge a little bit too long and it's gone solid, that's Clabber. Seriously, it's quite possible you've made this cheese without even thinking about it on more than one occasion. So, you know, and it is completely safe to eat, completely safe to consume. You don't need to heat it, and it is, you can put whatever flavourings you want with it. It is just a base of solid dairy. That's it. Now, are we going to keep the whey? Yes, we are. And in later videos you will see why. Damn. But you'll have to wait for them. Wow. Because right now, this is all you're getting. So, go and make yourself some Clabber. It's not that hard. Just like that, we've already made one cheese to go in our cheesecake. Have a go. Don't be scared. You've got this, and I'll see you next week.